It's the mastermind behind the mic. Give me what you like, never think about it twice. Coming with the real facts, and that's for real. Along with special guests, you know the deal. Label as the podcast, I stand on it. I'm all about my grind, cause my grind I be on it. That's what it's all about. When you're trying to be successful, you know what I'm saying? The solo show, yeah. Back in the building, y'all. That's right. Episode 23 of the Solo Show with yours truly, the mastermind behind the mic, the podcast. Back at it again. Glad to be back, y'all. Got to give myself a round of applause. I've been doing little advertisements and all about the show. I'm back, though, full effect. Man, what it feels like being back behind the microphone. Had to blow the dust off my equipment. It's been that long, so. But today I got some special guests. Oh man, got some special guests in the building. Got to give them their flowers. Man, these people have been great to me. Been a part of their radio station, and of course, they have their own podcast. That's right, my man Bob and T Smith. Real Talk with Bob and T. Their podcast. So they're in the building, y'all. So let's bring them in. Here they are, y'all. They're back in the building with me.
Hey.
Round of applause.
Hello. Mhm.
What's up? What's up, man? Glad to have y'all in here, man. Glad
For
to
sure.
have you in the building.
Having us.
Yeah, man. I want to go back. We're gonna go into you in a few minutes, but I want to go ahead and just put this out here right now. I want to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to be a part of your radio station. That meant a lot. Got to credit the homie Hank of How to Hustle podcast because he brought it to my attention. This guy came to me. He was like, "Oh, I got you a hookup on something, man. It's totally up to you. If you want to, try to make a move on it." And I was like blown away. I was like, "Yes." So we connected. We end up doing the meeting and all, and we agreed on it. And here we are. Here we are. So I want to thank you personally for giving me the opportunity to be a part of 216 The Blend. Hey.
For sure.
Yeah. Now, you guys, we're going to talk about the station in a moment, but we're going to go into the podcast. But first, before we do that, I want you to give us a little bit info about yourself. Give us the rundown on Bob and T.
Well, Bob and T, we're a married couple. We've been married for 20 plus years, and we talk about stuff.
Yeah.
So much stuff. And so we just thought that it would be great for other people to hear our conversations. Because my wife, she has a lot to say.
Thanks a lot, Bob.
And so Real Talk with Bob and T is basically a whole lot of what ifs. So, we try to get your opinions on what would you do about a certain situation.
Mm-hmm. We just, I don't know, because like Bob said, we talk a lot. And we was just like, it started with the pandemic, actually. And we just brought it to life. And it's just something I think every married couple needs to have conversation. Because once everything is gone,
once kids are gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Sex is gone. And, and it's conversation. Y'all got to talk or y'all going to be in separate rooms. So we
Sex
just try to.
gone.
Well, I didn't say that. Just been alive.
I feel you. I feel you.
All right.
Yeah, but you know what? Since you said, especially about the pandemic, back when the pandemic started, and I've talked about this quite a few times. During that time, everybody was, in pretty much lockdown mode. You couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So a lot of podcasts and all kinds of stuff start developing during that time because you was locked in. And it gave me an opportunity to work even more on what I was trying to do in terms of this podcasting thing. And
Mm-hmm.
at the time, it was a group thing at that time. But
Mm,
a lot of new podcasts came about. A lot of
yeah.
them came, a lot of them gone. A lot of them didn't hang around. And but during that time, it gave us an opportunity to build on something. And if you believed in what you're building in, you're gonna stick with it.
Yeah.
So so I see that in you guys, and of course, I know you've seen it in me because I've been doing it. I've been in it since 2019,
Mm-hmm.
early, like mid 2019 when we started,
Okay.
and this started as a group. But back to the pandemic thing, yeah, it gave me an opportunity to work more and more on my craft. It's something that I really love to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as a married couple, I know you guys, man. It makes it fun. To me, it makes it fun, especially when it's a husband and wife thing. Because it was some episodes on my group show that my wife and I we was on just us, and that
Mm-hmm.
was due to people being locked in. Wasn't able to get together as a group to do shows. So the show
Right.
had to keep on moving.
For
We
sure.
had to keep the show going.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, wasn't big on all the other platforms, like Zoom and all that, because I've seen people, they do Zoom, and some of them have so much, uh, I'm not gonna say static, but distortion and all.
Uh-huh.
And I'm the type person that I like when I do if I'm doing visuals or anything like that, I want it to be on point. But in some cases, it doesn't happen that way.
Right.
You have those malfunctions and all, and that comes with the territory with that, unless you got your own equipment there
Right.
with you. Um, but I enjoyed doing some episodes with my wife. We had a couple episodes on the group show, and I've had people ask me about it. Like, man, you and your wife ought to do a show together, do episodes together, do a podcast together. And I really was thinking about that. And unfortunately, we the timing with jobs and all, it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
it puts a damper on it. And I hated to start something like that, and I couldn't fall all the way through with it.
Uh,
So I just try to focus more and incorporate things on within myself to keep my name going, because my name is out here. So, uh, your episode, you guys have quite a few episodes. You send me episodes. Hadn't had a chance to really listen to your episodes, and of course, I got other podcasters that send me their episodes to listen to, and I'm going to take my time out to start listening to some of you guys' podcasts, because you're supportive of me. I got to be supportive of you.
we
That's
appreciate.
the way it is with me, and I'm going to do that. So, the husband and wife, man, it's good. It's good stuff, man, because you have all these differences of opinions and all.
Who you telling? Who you telling?
And the conversation can go on and on. If you don't watch it, time will be don't want to weigh on you so
That,
fast that
Right.
you was like, you look at the time like, oh, we still going, but that's just the fun in it.
mm-hmm.
Right.
And especially with different topics you having to talk about. So tell us a little bit about the podcast, and give us the rundown on it, and some of your at least one of your best episodes. By the way, we're gonna get into that.
That's it.
So I'm gonna see. You know what? I would say one of our best is one that's actually out now that we did it last year with a comedian, Miss
Hmm.
C, and it's called Friendsgiving.
Hmm.
Has to be like one of the hilarious ones that we've done. It was a what if
Yeah.
about a neighbor and things. I'm not gonna give too much away because maybe
Right.
people. But I would say that's one of the best episodes that we have because it is one that we've actually asked people they wanted to hear it again,
Mhm.
even though they can go listen to it. But we have so many episodes,
Right.
but on the radio station they wanted to listen to it. So I would say
Okay.
that's the best episodes so far that we've done, in my opinion. What about you, Bob?
Friendsgiving is very interesting. First, I had
Mhm.
never heard of Friendsgiving.
Yeah,
you
he's
know.
a little sheltered here.
So, so you know, and when and a lot of this stuff, you know, T comes off her head, or I come up off of, you know, just thoughts, and it's just amazing what is it going on in her head.
Okay, that didn't sound
You
right. That
know?
did not sound right.
But you know, when she came to me with that, I was just like, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
You
Now,
know?
the one thing I will say about our podcast is what makes it unique is I don't know what Bob's going to talk about, and he doesn't
Hmm.
know what to talk about.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Being
Real
unpredictable.
so here is like what really is going on
right.
because I have said things that he looks at me like I can't believe you just said that, and
Right.
it's just like because I'm thinking it's just me and him talking, and forgetting that it might.
Yeah. And so we just let it fly. We don't do all this editing out stuff. You know, we just let it
Right.
run.
Yeah.
You know, to get the real.
That's why
Yeah.
it's real talk. So you're getting the real us. And I always tell Bob by now our listeners probably know pretty much how I am and how he is. Just from
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, a lot of it is what it we did do a few where we had listeners send in emails. But we kind of like want to switch it up and we're kind of geared toward more of the what ifs. We kind of want to keep it family
Right.
oriented.
Right.
Yeah,
We don't
kind of
do a whole
sort of.
lot of cussing on it
Yeah.
but it's just
Which is
I,
natural, you know. Yeah, yeah, I really don't cuss a whole lot, you know, but I get
yeah.
my point across, and you get
Right.
paid to say what you got to say. But you know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of what if, just a whole lot of, you know, we want the audience participation because we want
hmm
to know what you would think.
yeah.
What would you
Right.
do?
Right. Right.
People to think too, because you'd be like, dang, what would I do in that situation?
Right, because you know it's interesting because you know we all can look at the same thing and all
Mhm.
have an opinion about it.
hmm
Yeah.
You know, so that's was really neat just to get her opinion, and yeah, she's kind of cool, calm, and you know, well, I'm kind of cool, calm.
I was about to say, well,
She
thank you, because you
off the hook, you know. But wow, just to hear what comes out of our mouths about a situation is something good.
yeah, and
It's
I
good.
will say, after 20 years, I mean, of course, I know my husband, but it is certain things, certain situations that will surprise me with his answer and his reaction. I'm like, really, Bob?
Right,
You know?
because you'll ask something and go into your past, or you know, maybe she's
Yeah.
something you hadn't heard,
Well,
or
yeah, I'm still trying to
you
dig up
know,
all those bodies he didn't had, girlfriend wise. Yeah, I try to put it in there, Jock, but he'll go around and around. I'm like, dang.
right, yeah, you got to be mindful of what you say.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. That's the fun thing about the relationships, man. You're just like with me and my wife. I'm always messing with my wife all the time, making her laugh and all.
Right,
And that's just a part of it. We have fun and we have our instances where we get a little mad at each other, but hey, in a
oh,
little while, it's all over with and we're back to normal.
Yeah,
there it
that's,
is.
I mean, if
There it
you do
is.
not argue in your marriage, if y'all don't have a disagreement,
Something bad going on.
Right.
something's
If
not right.
anybody told you marriage is perfect, get away from them.
Because they
They
lying.
Right.
lying to
Yeah, you lying, man. Definitely. They're
you.
definitely telling a lie.
Right.
There'd be plenty of times like, you know what? Maybe you should sleep on the couch tonight. Because,
Yeah.
and I ain't sleeping on the couch.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it's love. That just shows your love and your growth for one another.
Right.
'Cause of
Right.
course, marriage is growth. As
Yeah.
one episode talked about, I'm like, I'm not the same person I was 20 years ago when I met him, nor is
Yeah.
he.
Yeah.
Right.
So like you're
Right.
falling in love, honestly, all over again because you got to learn the person that you're with now versus the person who was 20 years old when you first
Right.
met. You know? So
Yeah.
it's growth.
Yeah.
Wow.
So let's talk about radio. Let's talk about 216 the blend. How did this all come about?
You want me to do it or you
Yeah.
want?
Help us out.
So it started because we initially were on a radio station and
Okay.
um told us, they're revamping and they had to shut everything down. So
Mhm.
every podcast that was on there, of course, was no longer, and the radio station wasn't anymore. So I was doing, a little bit of research, and I told Bob, I said, you know what? We should start our own.
Mhm.
We can start our own. We can control it. He loves music. I love music, and let's bring podcasters onto it. Because originally it was just supposed to be podcasters, but I'm like, you know what? Let's bring podcasters and have music and do
Mhm.
a little
Yeah.
because, you know, I feel like us as podcasters, we can grow so much. I mean, even
Right.
though some
Right.
podcasters, we just gotta stick together.
Right.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? Let's do this where we can bring podcasters on, so they can have a platform. They can advertise their shows on it, do whatever they want to do,
Right.
so
And it's
that they can
playing room for
build.
everybody.
Right, they can build their brand. And my husband was like, you're always costing me money. So I'm like, okay, this is nothing new.
Right.
We did it. We jumped on it, and it'll be a year. What, in March, April?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll be coming up on a year.
That's what's up. That's what's
Her
up.
always do cost, and the station is more yesterday's R&B and hip hop.
Hmm.
You know,
Right.
uh, something a little bit older. Uh, when stations used to listen more to that. I don't have anything against what's going on now, the current things, but this is more, yesterday's stuff. You know what I'm
Hmm.
Right.
saying?
Right. And you know what? I'm more in tune to yesterday's than some of the music today, man. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. Some of it, I'm not gonna knock anybody, but I like the era where I grew up in, where I came up in and listened to that type music, because to me it was more music, man. It was
Yeah.
some hell of artists back in that day, and I can relate. I
Yeah.
can relate better to that music.
Hmm.
Uh, that's what I enjoy about the station, because I can just hit the link, man, and just go on and just listen uh to your station, and man, it takes me back. I find myself in
That's
the day sometime, man.
what we wanted
I remember when I heard this song. I remember when I was doing
for
when
you to remember
yeah, it
that
takes you
Right,
down.
song.
right,
You know, right now everybody, you're going through something, you're stressed or whatever, but
Right.
just listening to music and having that music be like, I had
mhm,
my first kiss to this song, or whatever the case may be, with you,
Right.
baby,
mhm.
with you.
Ah. See.
It's just one of those, want everybody to feel good, just feel good, even if it's for 5-10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Take
Right.
your,
Right.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes you back, and that's the music. I still listen to all the older music anyway. I mean,
Hmm.
a lot of if I'm not in my zone, especially when I'm riding, sometimes I won't even have the radio on because I'm thinking.
Mhm.
I'm having this conversation with the man upstairs, about my next move. What can I do? I'm asking, which direction do I need to go
Right.
Hmm.
to advance and get better. And then if I'm not doing that, I am listening to older music. I'm listening to the music, the throwback music. You know what I'm saying? That's what
Yeah.
I'm listening to.
Yeah.
So
Sure. I
yeah,
understand.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this too.
Mhm.
With the online radio station, do you have to have a license for music and all that, or what do you have to do?
Care of it. It's we pay for it, and it's all included. The licensing is
Okay.
included.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yep, it is legit.
Yeah. Yeah, I was, just thinking about that, interested in that, because I don't know what my future may hold. I may end up jumping in that field. That it's
No,
just,
out there
you
for
know, and we'll talk about that more off the record. But I just wanted to ask that question about that,
Yeah.
about
absolutely.
And,
about the
and
station.
they take all the legalities, you know what I'm saying? They take care of all that and all, so
Mhm.
we could. I'm waiting to come back on.
That's what's up. Now with the podcasters, now how many podcasters is it a part of the station? I know me being one of them.
Let
Is
me
there,
see. I'm trying to count off the top of my head.
or just a round figure?
I would
You
say
don't have to.
about, and then we have some coming too.
Mhm,
You
mhm.
always get those who I'm on board, but like you said, everybody's busy, so they're trying to get
Right,
their uh
right,
actual picture what they want it to be. But we have people inked in, so yeah, I can, give them a little bit of time, but I can't hold on forever. But
right,
yeah.
right, right. That's totally understandable.
Mhm.
Um, about that. It's just the fact of the matter that having that platform for podcasters to be on,
Mhm.
to showcase their talents and their work. And that's what made me so excited about being a part of it because, I got this opportunity. Hey, you better take charge of it, man, for your voice to be heard all over because people are listening.
Yeah,
And
and I will say, not mean to cut you off, but it's not only here in the States.
right,
216 is in, Canada and different. So it's, you're not just being heard here. So
Right.
people who Google 216 the blend, actually Google 216 the blend, Jock, you come up.
wow.
If you Google one of your
Wow.
episodes comes on there.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to do that. That feels good, man. That's just
Of
mhm,
like that's just like with the the branding with the LLC thing. Just to go on and go on the internet and just type that up and it pops up, man. It makes me feel proud.
mhm.
You
yeah.
know,
And you work
it,
hard.
re- yeah, really, it
Work.
really do. Um, but man, yeah, I got to do that. Definitely got to do that. Uh, 216 the blend, of course, is live 365 radio 24/7.
Yeah.
Um, man, so anybody can, you can go on and listen. I mean, 365,
Mhm.
24/7. I mean,
Yeah.
you can go on and check the music out. Music that a lot of us can relate to.
Yeah. Real.
A lot of us. Look, I'm a hip hop guy. I like hip hop. Don't get me wrong. I'm a hip hop guy. I love hip hop. But I love the older hip hop.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
When it
love the older hip hop.
was just
Right.
like that, the fun music, and like I said, I don't have anything against today. A lot of today's hip hop, I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
listen to the beat. I listen to the music, the lyrics, but
Right.
it's just something that takes you back. So
Yeah. So, what's what are the plans for 2023? I know I'm planning already for 2023. We what about a little bit over a month,
Yeah.
yeah,
uh month and maybe a half, maybe almost, maybe a little bit less than that. What are your
mm,
plans for the podcast and the radio station? What plans do you have?
growth.
Which directions you want to try to go in terms of taking it even higher?
Yeah.
Growth, a bit more advertisement,
Mhm.
to it, and for it, and for the people that listen, or the people that may listen,
Yeah.
uh, but just more listeners, uh, and
Expanding the brand,
right,
just
Right.
he says my wheels are always turning, his are always turning. So you're gonna see a whole lot more 216 to blend and real talk about it,
right,
just in different
Y'all kill me, man.
different things.
because I'm a big a quieter thinker, and she's a vocal thinker.
Yeah.
You know, so tell you everything,
Yeah,
everything,
see, and
everything.
yeah, that is true because he's one who
Yeah,
like to kind of keep it in until it's actually there.
until I have all the things together in my mind, and then
Because
bam.
me, I'm just like, don't have like, see, didn't I tell you you got to give it time, but you got to wait. And I'm just like, so yeah, yeah, yeah. So see, I kind of followed your lead there,
All right, all right.
but growth, I would say growth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the and for real talk and Bible tea,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
Expand brand.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's one of my plans. Like I got a couple of plans. I've written down stuff that I want to try to accomplish. That's something I've been doing from pretty much the beginning of what I've started doing with the podcast is writing down things that I want to do and try to accomplish. And once I accomplish them, I go through and make my check mark, and hey, that's another one gone.
There it is.
But yeah, I'm already looking at 2023, uh, trying to advertise a lot more, uh, trying to build my brand. Uh, man, I got some plans, and people just sit back and watch and be ready for the ride because I'm always thinking. That's where that name, the mastermind, came about.
Oh,
I'm always thinking. I'm thinking about. I actually thought about thinking about this episode in my sleep. I'm like, man, I get a chance to talk to my radio bosses.
and
No, family, radio family.
and I thought that the shoe idea that you have, I thought that was incredible. That
Yeah,
was
Man,
outside of the box.
we are
yeah.
so
I
excited.
actually got a new one, a low top version. I'm gonna showcase it real soon. Actually got photos of it. I don't have them uploaded right now, but I got a low top version of the Skywalker. But they're available on Alive shoes. That are they're on the site right now. Got three sneakers that are available now. I'm actually gonna have a friend of mine that's he's doing the same thing that I'm doing. He's a rapper. He's in the entertainment, so I will be having him coming on the show within the next couple days, and
Mm,
we'll get to showcase our sneakers. And of course, he showcase his, and that's a whole other thing. So, but I'm excited about that one.
I tell you, don't just stop at podcasting. Podcasting opens the door to so much
Right,
more. Get your
right,
name out there and your brand, people will
yeah,
know, like, oh wow, Jock, oh yeah, the podcast of
yeah,
the shoe, that
yeah.
it,
that's
Right.
right.
yeah,
You
it
do so many
so many
different
different
things.
things.
Man,
Yeah.
and since you said that, I had a guy. I was at PetSmart. This been like some months ago. I was at the checkout, and this guy say, "Hey, man, don't I know you?" And I looked at him. I was like, "Do you?"
No.
you know. and and he told me, he said, "Man, you the podcast guy, man." He said, "Man, I'll be listening to you." And man, just that made me feel, man. I was like, man, I felt so good behind that. You know,
Hmm.
somebody
Yeah.
recognizing my work, and and once they saw me, they told me about it. I'm like, man. So
Incredible.
that yeah, it drives you. It drives you when
Hmm.
people they speak up on what they listening to, once they see you, they acknowledge you,
Yeah.
and man, it makes you feel great. So it drives me to go even harder. Uh, I'm figuring ways out now to try to get around ways of really getting into my work like I need to.
Hmm.
I know I've been had some obstacles in the way, but I pray about it, and I know God's gonna make a way for me to advance. And I want all us to win. I want to see everybody win, especially in this game of podcasting. Man, there's a lot of them out here.
Yeah.
It's a lot of them. It's so many people can listen to. It's a lot of them out here. It's some that will make you laugh, some will make you probably cry or make you mad as hell. But it's a
Hey.
lot of them out here, and I commend anybody out here that's doing it.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
commend them on their work. I
Yeah,
commend them on their work, and just like you guys, I commend you on what you're doing, especially as a couple. Y'all are a team, and I like that. I
thank you.
Thank
love that, man. Y'all are a team, and I'm definitely gonna listen in on those episodes. I got some catching up to do. I got a couple books from people, man, I hadn't even had a chance to read.
You know what? That
So
shows you're a busy guy and you're
you. For
driven and
sure.
you're doing what you got to do. That's all it is, and
yeah,
it's all that's
I,
showing.
I want to
Take
see everybody win. I want to see you win. And another
For sure.
thing, I'm gonna say this too. A lot of people don't want to see you win. You have to be careful
Yeah.
that's
about your company and all, and because you know what, they don't have to say anything. Your actions speak. Your
true.
actions speak. You round a person enough, and you doing what you doing, and they're not supportive. They claim, "Hey, I'm gonna do this, man. I'm gonna be there, do this."
Hmm.
Never happened, and that used to bother me. It used to bother me real bad. That people that I've been around and been with so much, you know,
Hmm.
you would think they would want to see you advance and go forward, but in some cases they don't. You have to watch your company. You have to
Yeah.
Absolutely.
watch your people around you. And once you don't have to say anything, they don't have to say anything. Once I see it, that's when I take my step back. I'm like, okay, I need to back
Yeah.
away for a little bit.
That's
And
right.
see, I'm the same way. It bothers me to the point. I think I'll talk about it to him for like hours. Like, well, why? You know, we do this. We're so supportive here. How come,
Right.
we're in it back?
Same way. Same way. I've always been supportive, especially when it comes to kids.
Mm,
Especially I don't care if they selling a box of candy. I'm supporting it. Whoever the parents are, and they, I'm supporting it
mm-hmm.
because those are children. I have kids, and
Right.
Yeah,
I'm very supportive of that. But my thing is if I support you all the time, what's the problem with you supporting me some? You
Right.
know,
that's
it's supposed to be a mutual thing. I was hoping so.
give and
Yeah.
But
take.
That's
yeah,
right. Some
so
people, and I like that.
yeah, it doesn't happen that way. It
Mm,
doesn't happen that way all the time. And it makes it was to a point where I kind of felt bad. I start feeling bad,
mm-hmm.
and I let it go. I said, well, once I see how this person is, okay, well, let me ease back a little bit. Let me ease back. And it's to the point where I'm kind of like a loner now, but I'm in a sense I'm in a good place though, being a
Mm.
loner, because it gives me the opportunity more to focus on what I'm trying to do.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
right.
And I think the thing that makes it the worst is sometimes it's the ones that you thought were the closest to you
Yeah,
that
yeah,
aren't in the support that you expect to be
yeah,
given. And I
Right.
yeah,
think that's the one that hurts the most
yeah,
to
yeah.
me.
And kind of like you said, you just have to just pay attention to what's going on.
Hmm.
Everybody that you thought may have been there or should have been there, and they
Hmm.
weren't. You kind of back up a little bit because you
Yeah.
kind of evaluating that person in your head,
Hmm.
Hmm.
you know, or the closest that you thought you had. And it's kind of like you might, try it again a couple more times or maybe once, and then and if the same thing happens, you really are like, whoa, hold up
Hmm.
to yourself. All right,
Yeah.
let me back up. Let me just back up.
That's right. And then too, my thing is I can't hang. We can't. What are we hanging together for? What I mean, if you this way
Yeah.
and I'm knowing this, we can't be just hanging together, because see, there's a lack of trust right there for me. I,
Right.
Right.
I can't trust you.
What you
I
like?
can't trust you. I
You have
can't. So
it hard.
Right. You get to thinking you're not down for me like I'm down for you.
Right.
right.
So what's the reason
Yeah.
us doing this together?
Hmm.
Right. Right.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
So
People.
you have to watch it, man. And I'm definitely uh proud to be a part of your station. I've said it so many times. I'm proud of to have my face to being a part of your station, especially on Tuesdays starting at midnight.
Yeah,
Right. Tell it. Tell it.
Start. You got me preaching now, man.
your commercial, Jock, when I heard it and showed it to Bob was like, man, this dude sound like he's just a professional.
I told you.
I
It's
was
that
like,
voice.
wow. I mean, when I heard it air, because I think for some reason it didn't air right. When I heard it air, I was just like, oh my God, yeah. And then somebody called me. They was like,
Yeah.
man, this dude, he sound great on here.
Right.
He sound like a real,
A radio personality.
yeah.
Well, you know what? When that was offered to me, when you guys offered that to me to do that, and I saw the message, I'm like, yeah, I'm fixing to do this. So I did it. I wrote it down. I did it like 2 times.
Hmm.
When I did it the second time, I was like, yeah, this is gonna go right here. This is
Right.
gonna go. Yeah.
Hmm.
I sat down, I wrote, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna go. And credit the microphones and stuff too, because the very first time I ever heard myself on the microphone, man, it like blew my mind. I
Wow.
was like had a head rush, man. When I finally got a microphone, because I've told the story, man. When I started out podcasting with the group, we was around on a cell phone.
Hmm.
Cell phone sitting in the bed. We was around a cell phone like we was about to pray. But when I was able to advance and start to get equipment and all, and once I got the microphone, bro, when I got the microphone and put the headphones on and heard my voice, oh man, I was like I was on a high. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So uh once I start getting man, I'll be in here rehearsing and all kinds of stuff, man. I'll be rehearsing, man, and And when I start getting people hitting me up telling me like, man, when they first heard the podcast, as we advanced, I'm gonna say this: when we advanced and got better equipment, because the audio was very top notch. Once we got all the equipment, man, it was like, dude, you got that voice. That's all I could hear. Everybody that I ran into, that talked about the podcast, they was like, man, your voice, man, you got a radio voice. You ever thought about doing
Yeah.
radio? And I'm
Yeah.
really thinking about that. I like to be able to get into radio.
Yeah.
You should.
I would love to get into radio. I hear myself. I'm like, man, is that you for real? I'm like, God blessed you, man. Why not use your talent? Don't let
Yes.
your talent waste. So
That's right.
I'm at a point in my life right now that, okay, you've been working for a long time with somebody else. I'm fixing to be 50 years old the last day of this year. Fixing to be 50 years old. Sometimes I feel like it, sometimes I don't. I know I'm getting a little older, but I look into here I am fixing to be 50 years old. Hey man, you at a point in your life, you need to do what you love doing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Chase it. Chase it.
yeah,
I would tell anybody, if you can chase your dream,
Yeah.
chase it.
yeah.
Next month I'll be 50.
Hmm.
So yeah, if you can, why not?
Right. And
Because you don't want to be that old person in the nursing home. Like, I wish I would have.
would have. I don't want to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Right.
know nobody that really wanted to get it don't want to be saying it. And
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to be those one. I want if I'm laying in the nursing home, I'm gonna be laying and say, man, I did it.
There
Right.
it is.
Have
Lord,
to.
Lord,
Right.
I did
And
it.
they
Of
wonder what you
course.
smiling about.
Right.
Right.
I did it. I did it, man. And that's what I want to say. As time goes on, when I get to that point where I'm not, able to do anything else much, I want to be able to say that I did it. Um,
Okay.
but you guys, man, you continue to do what you're doing. Enjoy your life. Every day is not promised. We
True
we
that.
see it all the time. People are leaving here, man.
True
So
that.
why not enjoy your life to the fullest, doing what you love to do? That's why
I,
you hear me say that all the time, man. At the end of my episodes, do what you love and love what you do.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Simple as that.
Yeah. And I would
Because
say
go ahead.
episodes, reflections, your episodes. The one that
Say
you were
what?
saying, reflections. I think it was reflections.
Hmm.
Your favorite ones are mine that I like.
I appreciate that. Reflections. Yeah. Yeah. Reflections.
Yep.
Yeah. I really appreciate that. Man, I'm trying to think one of my favorite episodes I've done on my own.
Uh,
But that could be one of them too. Reflections.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, man, I just reflect back on a lot of stuff, and that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just what the name of it, reflections. So, um, you two, man, I appreciate y'all. I really appreciate you, uh, for the opportunity, for the opportunity. My voice being heard all over this land, all over the world.
no
Yeah.
problem at all, man. You know
Yeah.
what? Like I said before, we appreciate you being on, uh, giving the world your perspective. And I'm sure everybody enjoys hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing the podcast thing also, so they can see you also.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And I thought that would be, it was time for a change up. Yeah, I was so used to doing the audio, you know. So it was brought to my attention, like, you know what, let's start putting audio with face, put your face with it, where people can see who you are.
Yeah.
And I thought about that, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I need to do that. I need to get on a mail platform, or get on YouTube or whatever. At the time, that's what I was thinking. I need to get on and show my face, show people who I am,
Right.
and I end up linking up with this. Um, and I did some rehearsals, of course. I was camera shy, man. I was like, I've never been in front of a camera, man. And just doing rehearsals and all a couple of times, man, I start getting comfortable. And I said, you know what? You got to start using your sense of humor, man. You a funny guy too. You funny. Use your sense of humor a little bit
Mhm.
more.
Yeah.
Don't hide it. Be yourself.
Be you.
That's
That's
it.
it. Be
Be
you.
yourself.
Yeah.
Be
That's
yourself.
in love with
Right.
you because you can't keep an act on forever. At some
Right.
Yeah.
point, you're gonna come
Right.
out. Let it
Right.
come.
That's
Right.
right. So, um, here I am. I've got some episodes, visuals now. Working to add more, and it's gonna come. It's gonna come. Man, it turned it around quite a bit though with the visual, and it was to the point that I was, you know, working on audio, and then but I had to have this camera in front of me. I was so used to having the camera in front of me. I was like, man, you know what, man, you got to stick with this video too, man. Do your audio and your video, and that's what I do. I do the episodes, visuals, and I send the audio over to you guys for everybody to listen to have that option.
Yeah.
And there you have it.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. And that could be a thought also for a real talk. We tried to do it a little bit, but
Mhm.
my wife, you know, hair my hair ain't right. I got
I was going through the hair thing, trying to bring it out, trying to cover up the gray. I mean, and with women, you just got
Right, right.
to
I understand. I understand. I understand because us guys, we can throw a hat on just like I got a hat on. I
It
got a
is.
bald head, throw a hat on,
11,
and
12 o'clock, ready to record. No, I'm
yeah,
ready. I've got my no. No, we couldn't.
yeah. You want to be right in front of the camera. And I totally understand that. So it's easier on me because there's nobody but me. So
Right.
I can just throw a hat on, man, and just go on or take the hat off. I mean,
Yeah.
either way. Um, but yeah, the camera thing, man, it turns it around. People, getting used to seeing you, and plus, I'm used to being in front of the camera now, so it doesn't even bother me for anything, man. Just to be in front of the camera, I dig it.
And,
I love it.
and
Now, man, it was another question I had for y'all. Damn, I thought I had it written down, but I don't. But it'll come. Maybe it'll come to me before we go. Um, but um, we already got into the radio as far as the podcasters and all that.
Mhm.
Got in, got into that. I'm looking forward. I'm gonna say this on the air too. I'm getting my act together. You will be getting more episodes. You will
okay.
be getting more episodes. Shit, let me give
Your
myself a
favorite.
round clapping on this.
So I get one more email I don't have to ignore now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, what are you guys plans for Thanksgiving? I mean, we're here. Thanksgiving is what,
It's
tomorrow?
upon us.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
upon us.
Cooking. You know what? My mom just had surgery, so she is staying with us for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'll be cooking all night. We cleaned the bird yesterday and marinated and it's in the refrigerator in the bag.
And
yeah,
yeah, and doing the sides, and we got the kids, and
yeah,
they're cooking, they're putting a little spill on it, and you know yeah, I love Turkey Day. you
I
know
love
yeah,
I'm a holiday sucker. When I say
yeah,
Halloween, I'm not big on, but once Halloween is over with, oh my goodness, the autumn decorations come out, Christmas, everything. I
yeah,
think I'm crazy,
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah,
I'm Christmas music playing November 1st.
yeah. Yeah, Christmas, man. I know people already done put their trees up and all.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
ready for it. And of course, all this Black Friday stuff coming up.
yeah.
It's gonna be mad
Yeah,
at,
well,
at the stores and all. So
I still haven't ventured out to the stores yet. I'll
yeah,
do
People spend
a
big money
little bit of
around this time.
store, but yeah, I'm still I guess I'm still stuck in the whole pandemic mode. Still very. My husband would be out and he'd talk to people, put his mask. You don't need to pull your mask on. Keep the mask up. Where your gloves at? Me, on the other hand, please don't come in my house unless you got a mask on. I'm gonna need you to put these footsies on, and I'm gonna need you to stay back. Better yet, just stay outside. So,
right.
Yeah, Black Friday shopping for me will be done online.
And you know, it's what's crazy is I used to think that online shoppers were lazy because they didn't want to go to the store. But online shopping, man, it's like it opens your eyes to so many different things that you wouldn't see actually in person in these stores. And it saves on gas. So you ain't got to run around to 1,000,000 stores.
Right. You're right about that. I'm gonna say this too, since you said about the online shopping, because I know we've been doing it quite a bit. As far as with groceries and all, just certain kinds of groceries that I don't do online because I'm the type person. I know quite a few people. Hey, you going, especially with fruit and all, you got to look at your fruit and know what you get. Because when you do it online, they just grab it and they don't care. They just putting it there. That's what you asked for online, so that's what they putting. And I went through an episode like that where I got grapes and bananas and stuff like that, and man, it was like, man, what in the world did I do? Because they were looking like they was about fixing to turn brown, and all that. I'm like,
yeah, we done been through
in there. We've been there.
Yeah. So you got to watch. There's certain items that I don't do online. Sometimes I have took a chance, got lucky a time or two maybe, but I mean it's nothing to brag on. But it's certain items that you don't order online, especially with groceries and all. So I don't do that, but it's convenient because all you have to do is drive up, call the number, and tell them you're out there. They bring it out and zip on out. You don't have to worry about that crowd. So
definitely made lazy as a society, but hey, I'm fine. I'm okay.
Right.
At this point right now, I've been doing it for 2.5 years, so I'm fine with it now.
Becomes a habit to some people. Yeah.
Man, I want to thank you guys for coming on the show. Oh, man, I appreciate it. Appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for
looking
having
forward to doing some big things with you guys in the upcoming year also. As I was saying before, man, you will be getting a lot more episodes from me. I'm going to work my butt off. And really thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on 216 The Blend. You dig? You dig?
Absolutely. We appreciate being on.
All right, my man. Appreciate y'all. Bob and T. Smith. Yeah. Real talk, y'all. There it is. Real talk with Bob and T. Y'all check out the podcast. Of course, before you go, give us the rundown on where they can find you and all.
So you can, for one, listen to us on 216 The Blend every Monday morning starting at midnight. Then again at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just Google 216 The Blend, and you can catch Real Talk with Bob and T on every streaming platform. Google that as well. Real Talk with Bob and T. New episode comes out every Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, when my husband puts it out on time.
And on 216 The Blend, there's a different episode.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. The episode that comes out on streaming is not the same episode that goes on 216 The Blend. You get a new episode.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Give us your opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We love to hear from you. All right.
That's what's up. That's what's up, y'all. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all coming on the podcast. There you have it. My good friends, my family, 216 The Blend, and of course, Real Talk with Bob and T. Y'all check them out. All right, man. Appreciate y'all coming on.
Take it easy.
All right. All right, y'all. There you have it. My good friends, my radio friends, my family at 216 The Blend, and of course, Real Talk with Bob and T. Hey, appreciate the love, y'all. All right, about to go to break. Back in 30 seconds. All right, we're back with more of the solo show. Want to give a special thanks to my guests, Bob and T. Smith. Real Talk with Bob and T, the podcast, of course. And of course, yeah, my home, 216 The Blend, Live 365 Radio. Yeah, definitely big up for me on that, man. I'm happy to be a part of that. Got to get some more material out there, and this is one of them. So y'all stay tuned for new upcoming episodes of the solo show. Y'all stay tuned for it. All right. For any guests that want to be a part of the Jock Johnson podcast, the solo show, or have any questions or comments, hit me up on IG at the Real Jock Johnson. Also, you can check me out each week starting at midnight on 216 The Blend Live 365 Radio, again at 9 a.m. and then at 9 p.m. Eastern. Also, check me out on Twitter at the Jock Johnson Podcast LLC. Also, you can check me out here on my YouTube channel at the Jock Johnson Podcast LLC. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Also, hit me up on Facebook at Jock Johnson. Also, you can check me out in my email at jockjpodcast@gmail.com. Love to hear from you. Love to get you on the show. All right, that's about going to wrap it up for yours truly, the mastermind behind the mic, the podcast. Always remember, do what you love what you do. I'm out, y'all.